And we're live. Excellent. Hello, everyone. I know this is similar to last time, just kind of doing a last second thing. This will be my last long stream for a while. I might be able to do the occasional weekend stream like this, but it would be less of a guarantee. Oh. Sorry, had some bleed in from the audio of the stream that I'm also looking at just to make sure everything is smooth sailing and just look to be in good shape. I'm also going to blank out my OLED screen for similar reasons. How is everyone? If anybody's been able to stop in immediately. Doesn't seem like I left enough time for people. That's not a huge surprise. Doing these last second streams has been interesting just because it's given me a lot more opportunities and freedom, I guess. But of course that comes with limitations. I don't think I'll ever be able to really formalize a streaming schedule with things as they are. I've been in between jobs. That's the only reason I've been able to stream as much as I have been over the past 3 weeks or so, but I start a new one tomorrow. So, exciting in a lot of ways, but it does mean that I will have less time now. But I do want to do what I can to make sure that I keep this little experiment going, because it's fun. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Let's get into it. World 1.0 with our original character, Do Not Steal. And we're back into the thick of it. So, as a quick recap for where we were last time, we had just finished up the night that we killed the Eye of Cthulhu. I had a schedule, in some respects, I guess. Technically, it was an auto-spawn, but it seemed like a rather short amount of time. I'd only been playing for 3 hours, which seems fast for Eye of Cthulhu, but I'm guessing it's just because my general progression had been fast and a blood moon had already happened. That was most likely a key factor. I also went ahead and made a demon bow. It'll be useful for the fight against the Eater of Worlds, which is the next thing on the list. Pretty much just need to upgrade to Shadow, and we'll be in good shape. So Shadow takes its spot, and to be honest, I might go ahead and deposit my ore in this chest as well. Meaning that some of the stuff will move off and into the piggy bank. I believe this is the order of rarity. I know I don't have any emeralds, but I have everything else. I suppose it should actually be in reverse order. Which I think that would be it. There is some demonite ore in the corruption itself, but I probably won't have much easy access to it. I'm also not sure if 1.0 actually spawned with as much as other versions later on would, and that is certainly a factor. I'll also go ahead and have some of the glowing mushrooms on my way. I don't need to worry about major heals like that as much. So I do already have vile mushrooms. I want to pick up more of them. I have some unholy arrows, which are, I think, slightly higher damage. 27 of them. That's useful. For the piggy bank, I already had a lot of these. I can actually convert some more. Arrows into flaming arrows as well. Just so that I have some more. Pretty much just try to make a stack or so of them. That should be good. And actually, Perfect. And then I can use some of the spare flaming arrows, spare wooden arrows to fill in the blanks. Then otherwise, some more generic building material and stuff of that nature can go in here. And explosives can go in here. As far as the hook goes, I suppose I could make another grappling hook, but there's not really a reason to do so. Not really a reason to keep the gold bow either. I actually somewhat regret it. 14 silver. That's not even that great. But I don't have any future plans for it, so. Be frugal with money. I'm about to need quite a lot of it. And really not too long from now. Have a lot of stone, dirt, mud, and clay. Wood. Only need to have silk on me. Really only served one purpose in this version. And shurikens, I think, had kind of a piercing aspect to them, so they will be useful against Theater of Worlds. And I'll keep lenses on me in case I want to do a rematch against the Eye. Cthulhu, keep acorns on me at all times. And then let's just keep cobwebs here. Because the truth is, I actually don't need to convert all of them into silk. There is something they're used for later. Although I will need quite a lot of them. So, we'll see how easy that is to make happen. But I think now I'm pretty good to just head off to the corruption. Kind of maps that stuff out. Because I don't currently have any other tools for breaking shadow orbs, I'll pretty much just be grinding for the resources to make worm food. And I will also go ahead and make a battle arena while I'm at it. A full hotbar. At least for 1.0 standards. The mountainous terrain of the corruption was often rather difficult to traverse because you'll notice that the weeds have knockback in this version. Without a cobalt shield, which is an in-game item, you really can't do a lot against these guys. Okay, here we go. So, because I have a grappling hook, I'm not really worried about much else in terms of, oh, right, and the grappling hook negates knockback, which is really handy. Very handy. Pretty much going to exclusively use it. It wasn't impossible for good loot to be at the bottom of these as well. And, you know, disregarding some of the wonkier hit detection that came about during this era. Oh boy. Oh, come on, heal, heal. There we go. Full heal. Completely busted. Go. Almost a mini boss in this version. I don't even think I got any of his major stuff. I don't even know if he had a lot of his more, like, well-known drops. Okay. So, I at least have one shadow orb mapped out. So it'll be fairly manageable to make my way down here. I should have brought a water bucket. I bet I could have kind of avoided needing a lucky horseshoe or needing to carefully move down to get to shadow orbs had I done that, but it's not a big deal. You can get down pretty quickly once you can actually see where you're going. I don't really know what affected spawn rates back then. Because it seems like this area should absolutely be filled. Like the last one was. But instead, before even seeing a devourer, I see like a bog standard giant worm. To deal with that. There's a devourer. Oh, shoot. Man, worm enemies were definitely still tough. Well, let's see then. Suppose I could try to hunt for some more demon eyes. Having a Lightsbane would be very useful. It's a considerably stronger weapon than the silver broadsword I'm using now, which made very quick work of overworld night enemies, but not so much corruption level threats. not having a double jump also is hurting. But I didn't find a cloud in a bottle, and I was pretty much at lava level by the end of that vein. So unless I find another cave system, that's pretty much it. Part of me does kind of miss the orange look of the Corruption overworld. It was something that was dropped fairly quickly. I'm actually not sure exactly when. It might have even been dropped in 1.106 or something, but it is a 1.0 thing. No doubt about that. I also really shouldn't be running from these guys while I am trying to map out the shadow orbs to make it easier. My real goal is to actually fight these guys. Yeah, you can see how much easier it is to go through this vein with these tools, and wow, fall damage was just busted. I just do not understand it at all, really. So yeah, these guys definitely still hurt. Yeah. Oh, this is a cavern. Oh, we'll have to take a look at that, but... Oh, it's filled with water. Oh, how annoying. Yeah, not really a useful spot. I don't think there's even a shadow orb down there. Oh man. This one's a bit more of a pain. Gonna have to Mega Man X jump it. very not worth it. Jeez. Old grapple controls. Okay, now we're getting more normal widths for one of these things. Starts out so small as well. Very unassuming. Ooh, there we go. Okay, well, at least I'm on the surface. Oh man, there's two. Drop anything about you. Fair enough. You have a shadow orb, but I think water could still dilute dynamite explosions. Sucks. So, not ideal, but at least it has one. Duke Fishron is my favorite 1.0 boss, indeed. Yeah, it's kind of one of the weird things when it comes to Terraria 1.0. There were only 3 bosses, and none of them were really farmable. Which sucks, because a lot of stuff was more expensive in 1.0 too. The Terraria world experienced deflation over the course of its lifespan. I'd forgotten how useful the grappling hook was at just negating fall damage. I mean, you could get away with a lot of stuff back then. I do like the way that Ebonstone looks in this art style, though. Jeez, am I already out of torches? Shoot. I do have a lot of gel, at least. That will do. Get a lot of vile powder. Then between that and 35 rotten chunks, I think that's enough, maybe. And I got a full gold out of that. These corruption enemies are nice enough to offer good rewards in that respect. Oh, the suspicious eye changed in 105. Okay. I don't know why they ever had it as 10. That's a lot. I mean, keep in mind, a blood moon got me like 5. So that's not exactly doing numbers, you know? Okay, worm food costs 15 rotten chunks and 30 vile powder. Okay, so I can make 2 of them. They don't stack, but that's okay. That's still pretty good. That's decently farmable. Okay, so yeah, I guess I can go ahead and just make the arena. I forget what I can make with worm teeth. I think it was unholy arrows, wasn't it? Where are my arrows? I also keep forgetting to take the piggy bank with me. I should probably be a little more mindful of that. Let's see. 2 unholy. Man, that is not a good deal. I mean, you get a lot of them. Are worm teeth used in anything else? Do you have a no shark? Am I gonna cover 1.0.1? In at least one way, yes. there's at least one thing that I can show off with 101. It's a small detail, and it only can kind of even be shown in 1.0 to begin with, and I can't actually use it for anything, but just to show it off. As for 102, I don't know. Because I don't think that one had literally anything. Like, I think it was literally just bug fixes, so there's no new content to show off. 103 obviously came with a lot of differences. Like, a lot of the sprite art got overhauled. Funny Iron Hat is about to be gone. It only really had a couple weeks to live. It's kind of a shame. I mean, it's silly looking, but I don't know, I kind of like it. Worm teeth didn't change. Sticky bombs in 1.3, yeah. Not 1.3, 1.03. Let's see. Slight difference between those two versions. So yeah, 2 worm foods. I don't have to worry about daylight, although it is probably recommended to do it in daytime. As far as avoiding corruption enemies, I want to be high enough up that I'm not going to have to worry about devours. So I'll probably place it at least... I don't know, probably 2 stories is enough. I think this would be more practical to chat in with the Discord view. Honestly, yeah, I mean, I can hop into Sneaker Meetup or something if you want. Just a second. I will kind of hold the game off here, and I'll hop in Sneaker Meetup. Hello. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, there isn't too much, so just kind of talking about like the very minute version differences that came about. So 101, I think it was 101 the one with sticky bombs, or was it that 103? Okay. Maybe 1.01 was the one that didn't have any new material then. Bug fixes, yeah. It fixed the torch thing, didn't it? Mm. Right, because that was kind of the weird thing that I had forgotten about with old Terraria. Torches were really picky back in the day about where you could put them. And it was not very easy to work with. Let's see. So Battle Arena. I don't remember too much about what the best way to go about this is, but I think I'll just kind of want to finish this up. Plug up that hole. And then kind of use this length of flat ground as a basis. Yep, until I get to wherever the game ends on the latest update. No. I mean, that's basically what Chippy Gaming did for his look backs on his, I think it's just called the Waiting Until 1.4 series. Well, you know, I mean, I'll talk about it a bit, but the strategies for 1.1 involve the Chippy method of just become a god at archery and you can survive, and just like somehow solo the twins with nothing but an adamantite repeater, which is the most bonkers thing ever. I don't know how he was able to do that. Like, I unironically think they're easier in master mode than they are in 1.1 if you just solo them with a repeater. Brutal fight. Or you can use the demise method and just completely cheese the destroyer of worlds, and then you have the mega shark. I think that might have also kind of been Uramir's method, but all of that was just contemporary of the time. I'm gonna start maybe 3 floors up. As long as it still thinks that I'm in the corruption, I guess I can just go as high as I want. Probably get more pot shots on him. Okay, yeah, that's the limit. Yeah, there's only 3 bosses in the whole game. I have a suspicion that the Wall of Flesh was planned, but because of all of the beta leaks and all of that that are mythologized into Terraria history now, that just didn't happen. It was pretty hyped for what it was. I mean, it just was claiming such a massive roster of items to mess with. It eventually got there. I think this version only has maybe 300 items. The kind of small package comparatively. Okay, I can hear the music changing. I don't know if that'll cause issues for the... Actually, no. I know that it won't for Eater of Worlds, because Eater of Worlds operates on very funny rules in 1.0, which we'll especially see if I die. I think he might be the only boss in Terraria history that doesn't straight up leave the arena if you die in a solo PC game. Basically, he'll just keep chasing after you. Like, whatever was supposed to program him to stay in the corruption did not happen. He does not care. Which can lead to very funny results. Like, yeah, absolutely. I actually killed him once in the overworld. I'm sure you could do it. I mean, the beach is barely even a biome in this version, but it's a thing. Yeah, but like, if you spawn him in the corruption, you could just make him chase you to the beach, and I'm pretty sure he would never despawn. I haven't fully tested it. I should at some point, because it is really funny. The Underworld's a full thing in 1.0. It's even in the beta. Yeah, a lot of the structures aren't there, though. There aren't even obsidian buildings. There are hellstone buildings. Just not a lot of them. There's also only 2 enemies. Bone serpents and fire imps. Not even any demons. Which is pretty surreal. Meteors are a thing in the beta as well. Yeah, so they've been around for a long time. Actually, really weird thing about meteors. So, you know how in 1.4 they made it so that you couldn't bomb meteors? Like, you actually had to mine them with a pickaxe instead of bombing them? That was actually how they worked in the beta. So they literally called back to the pre-release version with that choice. Which is an odd thing, but actually makes sense for progression, so... You know, kudos. Since we're at nightfall, and I frankly need to get more wood on the way, I might just farm out some enemies at home. For all intents and purposes, it's a late beta. But I think a lot of the reason that it wouldn't be used as, like, an official Terraria demo on Steam, if that's what you mean, is I think a lot of the artwork from these early versions is not very fondly looked back on by the Relogic team. That was a thing for some of the beta assets. I think it's more that when Red Yoshi and Finn Bryce left the team, the artwork completely changed. Like, you'll notice that 2.0, not 2.0, 1.2 and 1.1 have completely different looking art. Everything got overhauled. And a lot of the new stuff's good. I like it. But it's not the same. And you can tell that it's not the same. It feels like a different game in a lot of ways. Not all of them good. And of course, some sprites even got changed during the original art style era. Like, you can tell this iron helmet doesn't exactly look like it ought to. Almost looks like a bucket. You might have even thought that it was a bucket. More like a ceramic bowl. I feel I could do a bit of terraforming. I want to keep some of the natural structure here, but just flatten this down. Which thing? Oh yeah, no beehives, no lizard temples, which is the reason for the caveat in my rule set. Because otherwise, if you completely play by the rules of 1.0 and you allow yourself to do updates, the game ends at Plantera. That's your final boss. Nothing else is after that, because everything is locked through Golem. Which honestly is kind of silly, because everybody rags on Golem anyway, but that's just insult to injury. Yeah, they kind of stopped generating. Like, sometimes they do them. They kind of got built into the way the Crimson generated, but of course that wasn't a thing yet. Crimson wasn't a thing until 1.2. Yeah, no access to Crimson at all. The only reason I'm even letting myself make a 1.2 world is so that I can steal its Lizard Altar. I could, but that feels... Yeah, because by that point, once you're in post-Golem, there's just not a lot. Yeah. No, it's literally block per block, which I actually think is really charming. Oh, it's ugly. There's a lot of Terraria art that I think is super charming from back then that I completely get why they changed it. And I'm sure part of it's nostalgia. What was the first version of Terraria you ever played? Oh, okay, so you're fairly new. I see. Ooh, Terraria 3DS is built different, let me tell you. Nah. Yeah, save backups are something that I don't think people talk about enough. Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it. I had a co-op world with a friend that got lost. It was modded 1.3.5. The update that finally let you actually scale the screen, so resolutions above 720 were useful outside of boss fights. Mm-hmm. It's unusable. Well, because it's literally the exact same scaling, which is to say none from the original font as it is in 800 by 600. Uh, I don't actually know for the font set. I think so, actually. I think they... So, at 800 by 600 resolution, the font is an exact 1-to-1 scale. The game itself runs at a 2x scale. So, it's imitating a resolution of 400 by 300 right now. It seems like it would be doing more, but that's really all it does. A scanline filter shows it. Which is actually what I'm using right now. It looks really nice. I wish it was an option Terraria included for the small handful of people that would mess with it. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people rag on scanline filters, because a lot of them aren't very good. But there are good ones. Sonic Mania has a fantastic scanline filter. Looks almost BDM good. There's a lot about the intricacies of the way game developers use CRTs that even I'm not as familiar with as I should probably be. It certainly has a distinct look to it, though. The way that a phosphor makes pixels look is just very different. And you would really need a very high resolution display to even properly show it. 8K could probably do a pretty good imitation, but I think 4K would even struggle. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure what IMAX resolution is. I mean, it's a film standard, right? So it's technically film grain, so how do you even define that? But it's high. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Especially on like one of the full-size IMAX screens that Noodle talks about. Oh my god. I would love to use one of those, but there's only like a handful in the entire world. Oh, did you? Oh yeah, his video on like frame rates and stuff is excellent. Although I actually don't think he went hard enough on certain things. I also think maybe he was a little too hard on others. But overall, I respect him for at least putting it out there. Because, man, a lot of people just don't know. Yeah, yeah. Where he actually got James Baxter himself to comment. Like, holy crap. That's great. It's super useful, dude. I used it for researching this project a lot because I wanted to make sure that there weren't going to be other soft locks that I would end up in. Like, oh, it's not just the Lizard Temple. It turns out Plantera bulbs don't work, or you can't get chlorophyte, and that makes Plantera, like, master mode hard. But as far as I can tell, it would be really cool to be able to actually, like I know you have to use exterior tools, but if I was able to put a 1.0 world into 1.4 and then without doing anything else to it, and then just converting it to master mode and seeing how far I could get, oh, it'd be painful because this world generation is so unkind to that playstyle. It's so claustrophobic. Which is actually something else. As far as I know, 800 by 600 is still supported on current builds of Terraria. I'm pretty 99% sure I've done it before. So I'm curious on what Moon Lord's even gonna look like at that resolution. Like, am I ever gonna be able to see all of them? Pretty much. I mean, he's a big boy. So before I had to go on like shady websites and my abandonware to try to find some of them. Eventually it turns out that Internet Archive just had a complete comprehensive source of everything. Just every single version ever. What was it? Yeah. Well, okay, it says by Relogic. I don't know if that's just the person who put it on there crediting it to them or what. But no, that is available. And I think there's other stuff on there too. Like, I think all of the Builder's Workshop files are still available on CurseForge if you wanted to play any of those. And I might actually show some of those off now that I have all of the versions. Because Builder's Workshop was very different back before it was a generic all items platform. It used to actually just be for builders. So other stuff wasn't on there. And it started pretty early. I think 104. The songs are fighting. It probably... I don't think it can climb through platforms, so this might be a little cheesy. I'm not sure how this is going to work, to be honest. I'm sure he can at least get this high. As in, like, the bottom rung. As far as I know, doing piercing damage was basically just shurikens. I don't think there were any other weapons. Besides, I think the water bolt could do it. But the water bolt is also not even a guaranteed item. And it's also post-Skeletron, so you're not going to have it for this. At least... I mean... I guess you could theoretically beat Skeletron with my current gear, but yikes. The Guardian doesn't immediately show up. Yeah, it's at a different elevation because that's one of the weirdest things with 1.0 generation, and it kind of fucks with the map system once you get to 1.2. World elevation did not start at the same point in 1.0. The world is literally just a little bit taller than it should be, which actually just makes the sky shorter once you have to convert world files and all of that. How they kept compatibility over the years, I don't know, because a lot changed. Okay, time for Eater of Worlds. Let's see how this goes. There he is. Oh yeah, he's just down there. Just gonna start by pelting him with these. Is he even gonna try to come up here? There he goes. Yeah, he had enough elevation to get up easy. I forgot to grab some of my nicer arrows from my piggy bank, but I can just place it down. Yeah, piercing damage was barely a concept back then. There was, I think the space gun can also kind of do piercing damage, but it also behaves so differently that it wasn't as useful as that sounds. Everything has a very thick outline, which I think was actually an accident in the way the lighting engine worked back then. So it took a while for them to fix that. It's possible. I think the wiki mentions that there was like a lighting error though of some sort. Oh shoot. Well, we're about to see the way the Eater of Worlds works. Possibly. Well, it actually I don't know whether you want to call it a little works too well or not well enough. I'm gonna go ahead and meet him in the middle. Assuming this didn't completely fail. There he is. You can hear the music. There he is. Hey! He's a little smaller. I think only part of him despawns. Which is weird, because I don't think I even broke any of them off. Hello, citizens. Don't mind me. I just brought the local Alaskan bullworm. I did leave my piggy bank over there, though. That's okay. Eventually I'll pelt him with enough arrows to win. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one of the more infamous bugs in 1.0. That you could get away with a lot for fighting Skeletron. Not Skeletron, Eater of Worlds. You could get away with some stuff with Skeletron. But he was a much harder fight. Also, my Demolitionist just has no fear, I guess. There he goes. Oh yeah, no names for any of your townspeople. They're just the Demolitionist or the Nurse. I don't know when that was added. Like, it's signs that this is almost a late beta, more so than it is a proper 1.0 release. Which honestly makes it even more wild that we can load stuff from it. Yeah, that was still a thing. I just forgot to do it. Oh, and I got my Dryad late. Oh, you know what? My Dryad wasn't late. I just forgot to build housing. She just took the housing where the demolitionist was, who just died. That's funny. Oh, man. Oh, man, not having any sort of auto-clicking sucks. Yeah, it just was not a thing. I mean, I have an auto-clicker program. I could have turned it on for this. Maybe for Skeletron. Skeletron will just... That's Arthritis Simulator right there. He takes so much damage. Unless you fork over a ton of money to get a mini shark. But we'll take a look at how expensive that is in just a second. Yeah, so... It's, you know what's actually really weird? It never prompted me for hardcore. Or for normal, actually, because this is whatever like the easy mode would later become, where you don't lose anything but your coins when you die. Yeah, it's only like half coins as well. Oh, there goes the nurse. Am I out of arrows? Okay, let's go pick up some arrows. Yeah, the fight can last whole cycles. Oh. What? What do you mean the Eater of Worlds was defeated? I was defeated. Hold on a second. Did this actually... Did this drop what I think it did? A bunch of health. It astonishingly isn't. Because look at that. That is a piece... Well, stream is going to catch up. That's a piece of Shadow Scale Mail. I think so. Yeah, so... Yeah, that's Shadow Scale Mail. We'll go ahead and take a look at how that looks on here. That is not what I normally think of when I think Shadow Armor. But you know what? I kind of dig it. I like the orange highlights. Okay. So... Yeah. I don't think I've ever had it do that. I've had it before where just like a small piece of him survives and then I just kill that and it gives me the drop. I don't think I've ever lost the fight and then it just says that I won by just despawning the Eater of Worlds. Oh, that's next level. Wow. Okay. Let's see then. Can I make the Nightmare Pickaxe? Yes, I can. Okay. can also make the breaker. I don't know how many more scales do I have? Worm food. 27. Okay. So with that amount of demonite. That's a tough call. Maybe doing the war axe would be better. Or, well, you know what? I'm not going to do either of these because the meteor ham axe is coming up. I'll just do the lightsbane. Then the sword isn't used for anything. I don't know if you saw it either that I don't spawn with a copper short sword in this version, which is kind of wacky. Yeah. In some respects. I mean, I never used it anyway, because it's a worse weapon than the copper pickaxe. But yeah. I mean, that's normal behavior for one of these things. Alright, I'm gonna go get my other piggy bank. I'd say I could fight an Eye of Cthulhu, but I actually don't have enough for the spawner still. Because I think drop rates were worse for Demon Eyes back then. Or at least it felt like it. Oh yeah, you also might have noticed a lack of trees in the corruption. It's because it will actually kill trees as it goes. We'll take a look at what the jungle could do in this version. The answer's not a lot, but... Oh, it can kill you. I mean, it's the hardest biome in the game. It has more damaging enemies than hell. Up here, I think. Yeah. You know, it's built different. Okay. Is there anything else I really need to do up here? Man, that, like, doubled my defense all on its own. Okay, well, it didn't quite double it, but it improved it considerably. No lens, or one lens, okay. Good job. So I did. Of course, I can't just place it down. Why did I think that would work? Okay, so now the goal is probably going to be to get a meteorite to appear. Which actually, I guess I could have just done then. But I'll empty my pockets in case I get something unusual. And I'll also need to build some more housing. As for where? No, I'm gonna do separate buildings. Because eventually I'll be in 1.4. And once I get there, it'll be a pain to deal with the housing system. So, may as well just... Let's just build it in the desert. Arms dealers like the desert. It is. I've always been mostly melee. Of course, there was no summoner class in this version. And honestly, being a mage in Terraria 1.0 wasn't really the kind of thing you picked. It was just the late game option. Like, for instance, Fallen Stars took 10... or mana crystals took 10 fallen stars to craft. So it was not the kind of thing you got until around the fight with Skeletron. And there weren't a whole lot of enemies, or not enemies, but tools that you could use that even made use of it. So limited use cases. I mean, at least I have Moonlord healing. That's nice. Also very surreal. I guess I can just make it out of wood. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do... She didn't keep track of where I was actually at. Absolutely. Really groundbreaking. Well... Let me say Cultist is actually a really weird fight. Come to think of it. Then I might do a funny thing where I can just go underneath the house. If I'm just skating along. I should be replanting. That's my bad. Yeah, it's really weird. The world feels very barren in this version. You know, there's no bunnies, there's no, like, different enemy sprites, there's no little rare characters like Tim or the Groom. None of that stuff. It's just kind of the bare bones. It really isn't the same without Tim. It's weird to think that there was ever a Terraria without Tim. What was it? Oh. Or what am I doing? I wanted to do a thing where... Let's put down platforms. Oh, that's not good. Well, if you think about it. Okay, we'll do... I agree. When did I get iron? Worm teeth, wood, fallen stars. Good old-fashioned micromanagement. I'm sure it's the most fun thing to watch in the world for all my people checking out the stream. Yeah. It is kind of on a weird day. I just wanted to stream the last day I had before starting a new job. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of how it is. And for that matter, still in short supply. Maybe it's time to venture outward. Let's get my stuff like that out. What was it? Yeah, so the right-click option for making multiple things didn't exist yet as well. So it took forever to do that. It was... A lot of deals are... Did they turn that to 1, or what did it eventually turn into? Yeah, I would imagine, but ooh, that's interesting. To 25. Oh my god. That's a slight difference from how it was here. Hmm. Oh, that's just kind of how it was. That was a 1.2 thing in general. The max stack for anything in OG Terraria was 250. Okay. I wonder if it was just like an 8-bit thing in the code. It's just easier to do it that way. That's just speculation, though. Ooh, a large clay set. Well, I'm sure they could have made it that way, but there's just something that stops it. Hello? I am streaming Terraria. Probably should have sent something out in Sneaker Meetup. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. You're Pac-Man? No, I don't think so. Yeah. We're just talking about taxonomy. Mm. I think I heard about that. And it dinged you? Oh no. Or just an adjacent word, because I guess that's all it counts for now. That'd be really funny if it counts the word shrimp. Because it absolutely could. Bam. Just done. Mm. Yeah. So what do you think of Terraria, Mr. Soltatron? Okay, I'm really glad you ended it with that. That was, that was almost a problem. It's quirky Minecraft. Okay, let's make some furniture. We'll do 2 tables, 2 chairs. I think it's telling you that. Ugh. It's pretty sad, actually. Okay. Thank you for stopping by this Terraria stream. Hmm. Okay. See ya. Did I really make this one off? That's true, it's fine. It's different. Hello. Actually, no, that bugs me. These early furniture designs were just so simplistic. Like the way the old tables looked, it was literally just 3 sticks and that's it. They've been enhanced. Yeah. Yeah, the platform really didn't change at all. Okay, and then I just need some more. That is a lot of demon eyes. Get and Demon Eye. Oh, I have 12. Let's fight him. I mean, technically I already fought him, but you know. Also, I just happened to see there was a fallen star over there, so I gotta go grab it. Okay. I just grab my flaming arrows. I don't know if 250 is going to be enough or not, but that's okay. I have a good sword. I don't think the lighting's supposed to be that bad. Actually, it's just because of the vines. Perfectly normal 1.0 experience. Nothing to see here, folks. I have enough for another worm food. Okay. I would have actually had enough for another worm food on top of that. Jeez. I wasn't grinding for that long. Very true. My favorite thing about Terraria 1.0 is the melon textures. Oh, geez. I actually screwed that up. My hand was literally falling asleep. I can't believe I just did that. My hand fell asleep so quickly. I can't keep doing this. So, first of all, getting through every biome. So, that includes finding floating islands, that includes going through the jungle, going through the dungeon, and the underworld. And it also includes getting at least one of the best armor sets. Ideally, all of them. 2 of them are easy to obtain, 1 is borderline impossible to obtain in the case of 1.0, so I might not be able to show it through official means, but that's okay. Then I noticed I couldn't really make anything, the old beams that are supposed to go in the background, so I'm just gonna put some wood wall. Hmm. Yeah, because 1.1 lighting was better than this, but it was not modern. Okay. I think I might... We'll see who arrives next, but I'm going to go ahead and break some shadow orbs. Like, what's one of the better ones you've seen? Yeah, that's pretty good. Clowns. What an innovation. Me playing 1.0, there are no key bindings. Oh yeah, there was some other weird stuff about 1.0, like some of the plants, like deathweed, would actually show up, but if you tried to get them, it wouldn't actually give you anything because they weren't properly in the game yet. The potions update just wasn't finished. Oh yeah, that's a weird thing in this one, where if you actually use a torch underwater, it'll just let you do it as long as you're the one holding it. I don't know why that was ever a thing, but it was. What? I didn't know about that one. Wow. I wonder if it's in this one. I haven't used buckets in this in a long time. Because honestly, buckets are really bad in... Or not buckets, you said bottles? Yeah, so bottled water wasn't even a thing in 1.0. You actually craft potions with just empty bottles. You just put some gel and some mushrooms in, and it just suddenly turns into a potion, I guess. No water necessary. Which is... I don't know why. Yeah, that was pretty miraculous. Okay, that's enough of that. Yo. Actually, you know what? There might not be shadow orb down here after all that. hate this pit as well. Yeah, early corruption designs were not the best. There was almost nothing to do. It was just pits. And there was no like central apparatus that once you made it halfway down you were good. And you could easily go between them. Just not a thing. They were all their own little trap. It was very annoying. At least I can mine the stuff now, but it's really not that useful for just getting out of here. I did not just do that. Also, fall damage doesn't make any sense. Like, I cannot make heads or tails of it. God. Okay. Oh. So, like, you could just not need a Mithril Anvil or something like that. Yeah, in that case, that would be the kind of thing you would benefit from. Sure. So 1.1 was the hard mode update. There was no hard mode before then, so besides Cobalt Armor, which had a weird history, there's no hard mode ore in 1.0. Yeah, it was expanded hard mode and jungle update. Yeah, all the Martian stuff and lunar stuff. And Journey's End really didn't have much of a core through line like those did. It had golf. It was the golf update. Screams echo around you. Oh, I got the Ball of Hurt. That's actually a really good weapon in this. Yeah, flails used to be busted. As a matter of fact, I think they might have a pseudo-piercing power. Oh, I also wanted to show how expensive stuff at the arms dealer is. Because it is just absurd. You know what, there's some wall missing. We could fix that. Yeah, so you can get musket balls. It's only 8 copper. That's not so bad. There's the flintlock pistol. That's 5 gold. That's a little pricey, but it's useful for stuff. Don't use it for the Phoenix Blaster. And then there's the mini shark. Just 50 gold. Not that much. Put a down payment. So if I remember right, this thing can tear Eater of Worlds to shreds. My inventory is kind of a mess, but we're going to do what we can. Yeah, I try to be more stringent about it, but it just doesn't work out. Yeah, especially in 1.0 and 1.1, they would eventually add a whole other row of inventory. So, without that, you definitely feel more limited. Even if there are fewer items. Okay. You pretty much just drop stuff that I already have spots for, so... Oh, don't worry. I have a borderline piercing weapon now, so I can do a lot of damage. Oh my god. Yeah, this got nerfed. Hard. Like, flails are almost useless in modern Terraria. They got replaced by yo-yos. I do like the yo-yo. I miss how busted flails were, though. Because they were almost this good in 1.1. They were so good against worm opponents. Yeah. 50 gold, dude. Dumb. Also, I just think that, like, gradual healing over time was not a thing. I did not start this fight late enough, early enough. The only light I can see is damage indicators. Okay, there's few enough of them. I can at least handle it a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's literally a super healing potion in modern terms. That's literally a Moon Lord healing item. Yeah, potions were different back then. Alright, I think he's the last worm segment left. No, there's more. What? There are. I have a few of them. I have a full row now. I probably should have more. But I really haven't gone mining very much. Oh, shoot. No, not really. I mean, I had a playthrough of Master Mode that got to Hard Mode, and then I kind of got burned out on it. And then I decided, you know what won't get me burnt out? This monstrosity. How much more health do they have? Ah, he actually got me. Didn't have enough super healing potions. Oh, but he did die. I don't think I've ever lost to this thing. Yeah, it seems to always defeat itself right before I can lose to it. Which is a little weird. And who knows where the loot ended up, but... Also, I have to check back, but I don't think I saw any meteorite has slanted notifications. Hmm. Nothing down here. Do I have any other healing? I have mushrooms. Slow, but it'll work. Oh, this is Ebonstone. It just doesn't look how you probably knew it. It looks so close. It's literally just a purple version of the stone sprite. Uh, I didn't even think about the bestiary. That could be kind of a pain. I don't know. Yeah, the bestiary could definitely be a problem. Where did my loot go? One 1.0 world generation, man. Don't question it. Wait a minute, this has backing wall. I don't have to make life so difficult. Yeah, I wonder where it fell. Stuff does not hardly despawn in this version. Why did that kill me? I took like 230 damage. Yeah, stuff pretty much never despawns in 1.0 until you, oh, like until you reset the game, like you save and exit. Uh, right, I was going to make some potions. Okay, reconnection successful. Anything new in chat? Well, I'm not on a PlayStation Vita, so I guess not. Like, I have actually tried a PS Vita emulator before. I don't think I tried Terraria on it, but it's just not there yet. Otherwise, I'd be playing Banana Splits. It has its problems, but I want to play it for myself. And it looks like the only way that that's going to happen is through a Vita. At least for now. The 3... The 3 has problems. I mean, it's just a hard system to emulate. It's very CPU intensive. It makes sense, it's just frustrating. Mm-hmm. And even then, they've made a lot of strides in like async shader comp and stuff of that nature. Okay, so I'm assuming it's stuck in the ground. Like it's legit, like it didn't fall in one of the pits. It just ended up somewhere beneath. Not sure what to make of that. Even worth getting? It probably is. Let's do a little digging. Yeah, I don't see it. So, and I just did that again. So now I gotta go back down. I wish I knew how falling worked in this game. Well, yeah, that's just the problem, isn't it? Okay. So as far as the amount of stuff I need, 20 and 15. Oh, it's so close. Let's see, I have 4 of those. And that's 7. So if it's 7 now, and then I do 6 defense in either direction, it wouldn't really matter. Yeah, okay. We will do Shadow Helmet then. And did I sell my old copper chainmail? Or no, I kept it over here. Uh, I don't think I ever got my demolitionist back. Weird. Hmm. Oh well. Time to look for a meteorite. I'll need bombs to make life easier. Actually, I might not. I have a lot of them. Two dynamite, 19 bombs. That might be enough. I can probably take care of the rest. If we go... there is some stuff up there. Well, I think that's the first time I wasn't able to get my stuff from a worm enemy. The first true spurn of me not even actually beating the enemy. Which I guess is fair. Mm-hmm. Grappling hook keeps getting stuck. I think they were just like vanity items essentially. And actually campfires didn't even exist. That wasn't until I think 1.1. Maybe a little earlier. This is a long corruption. You're actually, that's a slightly different thing. You get 2 corruptions right off the bat in the in 1.0, and sometimes they're just right next to each other. You just get one gigantic corruption. Was it not that this painful to traverse? At last. Yeah, no block rise. That wouldn't happen until Terraria 1.2. It took a very long time for that to happen. Now it's time to look at this bizarre ocean. It's an odd place back then. To my knowledge, it doesn't even have chests. It's kind of barren. Oh, this is gonna be close. Come on! I actually dropped a gold there. I don't care. It'll be fine. I don't actually plan on getting the mini shark unless I absolutely need it. Okay. So just literally nothing on that side besides corruption. Just a random bit of above ground cobwebs. Yeah, you can see the line from where it turns into underground. And this is at some of the lowest elevation. Oh, we're here, apparently. There he is. A little smaller than it is these days. I think it actually kind of jipped me because of sand. But by a little bit, yeah, but they're a little more aggressive. I think my light's being off. Maybe for nothing like this. Ah. At least I can negate fall damage. And knock back this. Come on. Yeah. I didn't think of that. start with some good old-fashioned dynamite. Nope. Dynamite proof. As is the beta. Yeah, it's tough stuff. They really want you to have a an obsidian skull by this point. I'm actually surprised it's still a biome. At least it has this little tunnel around it. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Let's get the bombs out. Not a single one of those went where it needed to. Very nice. Hmm. What is it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there were diamonds in there. Diamonds this high up, actually? That's really weird. They did, but they didn't do anything. Like, they... What was it? Yeah, no gem hooks, no gem staves, um, no gem robes. I'm in a real predicament here. I just need to get these guys to stop spawning. start. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And can I actually mine it with this pickaxe? I can. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know how much it takes to constitute a biome, but there's not a lot left. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's probably true, but... For what? Mm-hmm. The pre-sticky bombs era was rough. Make Brandon's house? I wasn't. I know the one you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ugh. Oh, Brandon. Whatever happened to those weird TikToks that featured Brandon SMB? Mm. Typical Monkey Ball fan behavior. Not involved. Honestly, yeah. I mean, if everything projected to come out does, it's gonna be pretty nuts. Right. I mean, but those two alone would make a year, but there's so much other stuff that will come out. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Oh yeah, I don't really know how it was still going for as long as it was. But yeah, but when I immediately went back to those same meteorite blocks, it just didn't do anything. So I don't know. Might have been a glitch where like it still considers it a meteorite biome unless you kill all of the meteor heads or something like that. Typical 1.0 behavior, honestly. Not even a full stack meteorite either. It doesn't have to do something. Also, what the heck? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Yes, yes it does. It can actually generate even higher. Uh, well, island generation was a different beast back then. You'll see. I'm gonna have my magic mirror saved up. That's actually a good question. Oh my god, 7 gold, huh? I'm not gonna come back down here for that. Because I forgot there was even a chest. The map wasn't introduced until 1.2. But there are map viewer tools that do exist for older versions. But of course, they just show you everything, so that's not necessarily what you want. Okay. Let's do some of those. Some of those. It should be enough meteorite for a ham axe. I don't know if it'll be enough for much else. Yeah, it takes 35 meteorite just for a ham axe. I got 37 out of that whole thing. So, all that just to save a spot on your hotbar, but that's how it goes. It's in a weird spot. It's just in a really weird position. Oh, and I can make 200 meteor shots. Good. What's up? Yeah. Well, that's because it's in like this exact middle ground between being an old console version and not being an old console version. No emeralds, which is kind of odd. Let's see. No, it's alright. Don't worry about it. And where's the musket? Let's go Sky Island hunting. After I get some more... I've got enough platforms to at least start. Oh, found a Sky Island. Interesting, it was underneath this big clay deposit. Ooh, blood moon rising. Okay. Maybe this isn't a good night for doing this. Jeez, the ham axe is actually really powerful against these guys. How much damage does this do? 20. Wow. I mean, that's a legit weapon. Interesting. No damage at all to like doing 130 on fall. Just silly. Alright, how long have I been going? 2:46. Okay, so I'll go for about 15 more minutes, and that'll be it. Man, and I was that close too. I have discovered a Sky Island, and if you've never seen a pre 1.2 Sky Island, you're going to want to see this. So, they're pretty awkward. Some of the times they would even have little outstretches like this. Originally, so these are known for having rare ores on them, such as silver and gold, and had large metal brick boxes that had a chest in them. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they might not have ever changed it. As for what's inside, it can vary, but in this case, we have one of the best items you can get from it, a lucky horseshoe. That much hasn't changed. You could also theoretically get an NPC to move into here. Not that you would necessarily want to. Okay. Freedom! Satisfying. Not having to worry about fall damage anymore. Suppose I can keep hunting. Something. No. Okay. Got all the loot from that. 2 additional chests. That's about it. Alright then, I think I'm gonna end things here. Thank you to anyone who has stuck around for any period of this. I don't know when the next one will be. It's hard to say. It'll most likely be another weekend, and it will most likely be shorter. But I tried to get 3 hours in each day over this long weekend, so thank you all for stopping by, and so long,